Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do an updated version of my color wheel video. I did one way back and I'll link it in the iCards, and you can go back and watch it as well. But I'm going to do a new one and I'm going to do it on Arches paper. I have this template that I pulled off of the internet. I got it on persialoo.com and it's a free template. But you can make your own. Just get a circle compass or trace a lid or something, and then take a ruler and then just cut it off half and then half and then half, and just do it that way. Or you can, make up your own and do it kind of fancy. Even she's got some different templates on there as well you could print off. But when you print them off, it's on copy paper, so you'll want to put it on watercolor paper. And it doesn't have to be Arches, and it doesn't have to be 100% cotton watercolor paper. You can put it on Canva XL or some cheap watercolor paper, but you want it to stand up to a little bit of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some tracing paper and trace this out, and I've taped it at the top here, and I've taped the watercolor paper down to my surface, and then I've taped two more pieces with my template on top so I can lift and make sure that I've gotten everything covered. This is just tracing paper I got from Michael's, but you can get it anywhere. You can get it on Amazon or Hobby Lobby. I think even Walmart has some. Okay, so then I'm going to take you can take anything. You can take the back side of your paintbrush, and I'm just going to go around. You want to put that tracing paper shiny side down and just follow the lines. You can use a red ink pen so you can see where you've been. One thing about, I made a mistake on tracing. I put my tape too far down, so I'm just gonna fix that with a pencil. One thing about tracing paper, it doesn't want to erase very easy. So I'm just gonna fill in the blanks there. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with, this is gonna be a cool color wheel. So I'm gonna start off with 3 cool colors. Okay, so I have my 3 colors here. I have quinacridone rose, I have phthalo blue green shade, and I have Hansa yellow medium. So these are 3 really good colors. So, and you can mix most anything out of them. So we're gonna start our color wheel, and I'm gonna start with, let's see, what should we put at the top? Yellow. So, and I have my clean water over here. You want to make sure you have good clean water. I have my paper towel. I have my ceramic palette. You don't have to use a ceramic palette. You can use watercolors from your set you have. If you have another set, you'll want to get your red color as close, more looking like pink when you lay it down. Your blue, you want it to look green leaning, and then yellow, you just want a good neutral yellow. Or if you have a lemon yellow, that would be good. First, I'm gonna get some clean water. I'm gonna start off with my reds, and it's gonna be more like pink. It's quinacridone rose, but it is really a nice red to start off with. And I'm going to get my brush pretty wet so it can move. And lay down my red. And then I'm going to rinse my brush off and just get water, make sure it's clean, And then I'm just going to come down here with the water and pull this red down. It's going to show, that way it kind of shows some gradation there. And that's going to tell you a lot about your color as you move it around and how much it moves. Now I'm going to turn it. I'm going to paint my yellow. This is Hansa Yellow Medium. I choose that because it's a very neutral medium, and it's really a really strong yellow. I don't like my colors to be weak unless I'm a little bit scared of what I'm painting, and then I'll use a less scary color. Kind of got that too strong. Hansa Yellow Medium is a strong color. Now I'm going to get the blue. Phthalo Blue green shade is a strong color. It's a really, really strong color. It doesn't take much, but I've got my brush loaded up. It kind of reminds me, these are kind of like printer colors. On this one, you could use quinacridone magenta as well, or magenta. I think you can get your brightest colors through these primary. Some people call this phthalo blue green shade like cyan. I'm going to turn your paper as it feels more comfortable to you, because you don't want to be awkward in holding your brush. Okay, so I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to get clean water, and I'm just going to pull this down. All right, so there's our 3 colors. Now I'm going to, since I messed up my red over here, my quinacridone rose, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take some of that phthalo blue, which I kind of got in there anyway, and first I'm going to test my color. And you can keep a sketchbook or a scrap piece of paper. I typically just keep my sketchbook. Test my color before I put it down. Then you can start going in between. As you add some of that phthalo blue, it'll be kind of a wine color. Maybe get just a tad more phthalo blue. Sort of a wine color. Kind of a burgundy. And then let's get some of that quinacridone rose out here. That way when we add just a little bit more phthalo blue, we'll get a more mauve color. If you do it wet on dry, you're going to get your truest color. If you can wet the area first, but then the color's going to fade on you more. Okay, so I'm going to get some water. The more saturated your pigment, the more it's going to stay its truest color. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more phthalo blue, and I'm going to get a rich dark purple. That's beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? It just gives a really, these colors mix so well. Now if I had a French ultramarine and like a permanent red or pyro scarlet, I wouldn't get that bright of a purple. It would be a more dull purple, but that's just a really pretty range. I think it's a really pretty range. Okay, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to take some phthalo blue. Okay, I'm wanting more phthalo blue and just a little bit of yellow. I mean a little bit, because this is a strong yellow, and this is kind of a pretty teal color. These 3 colors make really nice mixes. And when you do a color wheel, I think it's just really meditative. Rinse your brush out, get clean water, and bring it down. Now I'm going to add a little bit more yellow. Not very much. Just a little bit more. I mean, just a teeny tiny. I don't know if you can even see that on my brush. It's so little. So now I'm going to, and it's going to make like a blue-green, really bright, transparent colors. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more transparent yellow to make this a really, or Hansa yellow, excuse me. And we're going to do a green-green. Once you understand the basics of color mixing, it just takes practice. This is a fun thing to practice. The most tedious part is making the wheel. This part's the fun part. I like that. You know, you can go around that and make that edge in black Posca marker or even gold Posca marker or silver and then hang it up. That's nice. So now I'm going to go from yellow because it's the strongest one, and I'm going to add just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of quinacridone rose in there. Just a little bit. A little bit will do ya. That's kind of like yellow. Let me put a little bit more yellow in there. That quinacridone rose is high tinting too. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more quinacridone rose. And this is like a peachy orange. It's pretty. I really like it. And you know, you can try this with any red, yellow, and blues that you have. Because then once you start doing it, then you'll understand what each color is going to do. And then you can use them with confidence, mix with confidence in your paintings. Okay, a little bit more quinacridone rose into that mix. And this is going to be more of a red tone. So you have all your range. So if you started off with the fire engine red, I don't think you could ever get your pink. And I know a lot of people like pink for flowers, but this mixes a nice red. Whoops, I went outside the lines. Let's mix some more. There's a nice red. So there it is. I might actually go back in here and put some more quinacridone rose because I don't think I brought that down far enough. I don't want to get too close to that edge because that's a wet edge. And if I do, it'll bleed over. So I'm just going to kind of stay away from it. All right, there it is. Now once this is done, I will go back and label the colors and maybe finish it off with some, like a silver Posca pen or gold Posca pen. So there we go. I ended up taking a black Posca marker and just go around. You could use a black Sharpie, doesn't make any difference. And I also put my colors over here on the side, and once I mixed them all together, I put down different neutrals. This is a really cool way to make a color wheel. I really like it, and I decided I didn't want my writing there, so I just took some Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White and put over the writing. So I'm gonna put that in a little frame and hang it on my wall, and that'll be a good reference for me for my cool color wheel.